her and her husband. And before I introduce her, I'd like her husband George to come up and give us greetings from the people of Birmingham, Alabama.
It got to me the way you said those things about my wife. It touched me. You know, what you said, you hit it right on the nail. But first of all, I want to say thank you. Thank y'all. Thank this great organization for allowing us to be here. My wife, Sarah, me, I really appreciate y'all, sir. It really touched me. And I just want to say thank you. I love y'all. I always asking that I got to be a part of this. I'm going to be a part of this. Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you.
And now, brothers and sisters, on September 15, 1963, the 16th Baptist Church, 16th Street Baptist Church was bombed.
Yes, sir.
Time-wise, this is significant because just 2 weeks before was the Great March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. It was in 1963 at that march when Dr. King gave his I Have a Dream speech. And some say that the church was bombed in retaliation for the March on Washington in 1963. We know about Spike Lee's movie, Four Little Girls, and many of us know the names of the 4 girls that were killed at that time, but many people don't know 22 other children were injured.
Yes, sir.
4 were killed, 22 were injured, including Addie Mae Collins' sister, Sarah, who lost an eye in the explosion and was partially blinded in the eye that was saved. There was such an outcry about the bombing that it created an atmosphere of sympathy in the nation and in the Congress.
Yes, sir.
And within about 9 months from the bombing, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was passed.
Yes, sir.
Sitting among us tonight is a woman who made possible the passage of the Civil Rights Act. And many of us, because of that act, are able to live in places that we were barred from, able to work in places that we were barred from, able to go to school in institutions that would not take black people and people of color. And today that law becomes the weapon with which many continue to fight racial discrimination. And as is so often the case, those who make change do not themselves become the beneficiaries of that change. This woman could not even get money to pay her medical bills. And I thought, how many black people have entered the middle class, have corporate jobs? How many black people have gone into government and have high-paying government jobs because of the Civil Rights Act and the Civil Rights Movement and because of Sarah Collins? How many? There's no reason why
Pam. I just want to thank everybody that brought us here to New Jersey. Everybody been wonderful. And I love you all. And I thank you all. And Mr. Ham, you got to make me cry all day. I didn't know I did all that. Thank you so much. I never heard it out there before. Thank you so much. God bless you. And I'm so glad you invited us here. And I know I hadn't heard from you, since you had invited us. I didn't know you was in the hospital. So I just thank God that you're here among us. Thank you so much. Then have heard the story of the 16th Street Baptist Church. People have gone around the world talking about what happened that day. But they don't know what happened like I know it. Because I was there. I was there that morning. So you're going to hear the real story from me today. So I just thank everybody here that came to hear the real story. That morning, it was just like every other morning. It was nice and warm. And Addie, my other sister Jane, we walked to church that morning. And while we were walking to church that morning, we were having such a good time. My sister Jane had this little purse. And we were just throwing it and catching it and just running and catching it and throwing it back. Not even knowing what we were finna walk into that morning. But anyway, when we got there, my sister Jane, she came to the lounge to freshen up. And when she left out, she said, Sarah, you had to make sure you go to your class. And she went on upstairs where her class was. Her class was upstairs with the singers. And since our class was in the basement, we was the junior classes. So when she went, Addie and I decided we weren't going to our class because we didn't like our teacher. She was so mean to us. So we stayed downstairs. We had to really try to look at the morning. So as I looked out the door, waiting for my class to turn out, and that's when I noticed Denise back there, Cynthia Wesley, and Carol Robson, they was coming toward the lounge. So I went on back in and I stood by the sink, just acting like I was just sitting there washing my hands. So Addie, she stood by the window, she didn't move. But when the three girls came in, they went on the other side where the stall was. And when they came out, Denise back there stood in front of Addie and asked her to tie the sash on her dress. And while I was looking toward her to tie the sash, we all stood there waiting, but we never did see her tied. That's when the bomb went off. Boom! And all I could say was Jesus, because there was such a loud sound that it just scared me, it just shook me up. And then I began to call Addie because I couldn't see. I didn't know what had happened because the debris was in my eyes, glass. And I said, Addie, Addie, Addie. And she didn't say anything. So I couldn't see anything. I thought maybe they had went over where the classroom went and there where the classroom was. So all of a sudden I heard this sound. Somebody said, somebody bombed the 16th Street Church. And the voice was so clear to me. It was as though this person was right there. But what had happened, it blew a hole right into the side window where they were standing. And when it blew that hole in the church, this man came straight through the hole and he got me out. He just picked me up in his arm and carried me out and put me in the ambulance. And they rushed me on over to Hillman Hospital. It was Hillman at that time, but they changed it now to University. And they put me on the cot because they said the eye doctor wasn't there. So while I was on laying there on the cot, Jane came in and I asked her what was Addie. And she said that Addie had hurt her back. I guess she said that because she didn't want me to get upset. So I didn't say anything. And she said that Addie would be here to see me tomorrow. So they rushed me on upstairs to operate on my eyes. I had so many pieces of glasses. The doctor had said that I had about 22 pieces of glasses in my eye. And that included my face also. But anyway, when they got through operating on me, I went on upstairs to my room. And that's when my mother began to tell me that Addie, all the girls was killed. And I didn't say anything, but I just couldn't sleep at all. I was just wondering, why did they kill Addie and the other girls? I said, well, they didn't do anything, be killed like that. But, I was 12, I really didn't understand, what was really going on. But anyway, I stayed in the hospital about a month or so. And when they began to take advantage of my eyes, the doctor asked me, what do I see out of my left eye? I said, I see a little light. And then he asked me, what do I see out of my right eye? So I told him I can't see anything. So I was totally blind at my right eye after the bombing. So I remember I didn't get a chance to even go to the girls' funeral. And when I was released from the hospital, during that time, they didn't give you any kind of counseling. So I just had to go back to school in that bad condition. I was nervous. I had a lot of fear in me. And I would hear that sound, just hear that loud sound. Boom. It was such a loud sound. I was surprised that I didn't lose my hearing. It was just something like I would imagine, something like an atomic bomb. I don't know how many sticks of dynamite they put under that church, but it was a very, very loud noise. So anyway, I was released, and I just had to go to the back to school. I stayed home at least about a week, and I had to go right back to school without any counseling. People looked like they just weren't concerned, and people didn't talk about the bombing, but it was just a quiet thing. I don't know why it was so quiet, but I know it made a lot of people leave Birmingham, Alabama. A lot of my friends in school, they left going up north. But we stayed in Birmingham. And our church service was at the LR Hall until it was rebuilt. And about a year or so, we went back. And I think being there, I was there at least about a week or two because I know my mother, she seen how I was reacting. I was still fearful and nervous. So she decided to leave 16th Street Baptist Church. And I was so glad because I didn't want to be in there anymore in that condition. I wasn't comfortable in there. And I would sit in there like a zombie because I was just so fearful, just thinking another bomb would go off in that church. But anyway, I went on back to school in that condition. But before my doctor had told my mother to bring me back that February because they were going to have to remove my right eye. Because if they didn't remove my right eye, I would go blind in my left eye. So I stayed out of school during that process maybe about a week. And then I had to come back to school in such a bad condition till I really didn't want to be there. And my grades had dropped. And I was so glad that it was almost time to go to this high school, Parker High School, because I figured the people at Parker High School wouldn't know that I was in a bombing. But I asked my husband later, he graduated with me, and I asked him, did they know that I was in a bombing? He said, yes. He said, everybody knew that high school. But anyway, they didn't treat me any different. Some kids would probably say a few words or something, But I didn't feel like they were. But after ask him, and I found out I was, really glad to leave. The teacher asked me, was I going to college? And I told him, no. I said, I ain't going to college. I said, I'm just a blessing to get away from, graduate from high school. Now I wasn't really fixed to go. But I stayed busy. After high school, I got a job working in plants because I was so disfigured. My face was so disfigured. So I just really didn't want to be around people in my condition. So I got a job working in 2 plants. And afterwards, I just, I had left my mother, so I know I had to work, had to give me a place to stay. So I got me a place to stay, and I was still in that bad condition, really just still nervous and fearful. And just, I went and got me a house, and also, I began to drink. One of my boyfriends introduced me to alcohol, drugs, and I did that thinking that was really going to help my condition doing all this, but it did. Got in a bad relationship, thinking they were making me happy, but that didn't. It didn't make me any happier. So anyway, I remember my sister Jane. She came up to me and she said that, Sarah, you need to go to this church that I'm going to now. God is just really using this apostle to work miracles. So I asked her, I said, where is it located? And she told me it was on Avenue G, but I thought she said Avenue C. So I went looking for it on Avenue C. And I didn't find it. I know the devil was late. But anyway, I asked her that I was looking for the church, but I didn't find it. And she said, where did you go? I said, I went on Avenue C. She said, I didn't say that. I said Avenue G. And I asked her, I said, are you going tonight? She said, yes. So I said I would go that night. But I told her, I said, well, I'll be coming over to your house to make sure I go to your church, church she was talking about. So we met up and we got there. And when I got into the church, the apostle was preaching about being saved and being sanctified, repenting all your sins and just leave it to God. And God will put it in the water and He won't remember your sins anymore. So I said, that sounds good, because I know I did a lot of sinning during that time. So anyway, he pointed to the doors. He said, if anybody want to get baptized, he said, ladies, you go to your right, and the man, you go to your left. So I said, I think I'll do that then. So I ran that way so fast, I left my shoes at my seat. I was really ready to repent. He said, told the people, he said, well, God will forgive you. And he said, the saints are up there to pray you through. So I went on up, and one of the saints came to me and said, just ask God to forgive you, and you sorry, and you won't do it again. So I got on my knees, and I began to say, Lord Jesus, I said, save me. I done a sin, I told him to save me. And that's why I walked on out, and he put me under the water, and I went on down in the water, got baptized. And when I got out the water, I felt pretty good, but I still had this nervous condition, and had fear. So he asked me if anybody wanted to join the church that night, and I said, yeah, I went on up there, because my sister Jane and I, we like to be together anyway, so I went on and joined that night. And while I was there, I would just sit there like a zombie. I just couldn't move. I just sit still. And I wanted to do what the other people were doing. Getting up, testifying and get on the usher board, just really do all this, But when I seen them doing these things, I said, how do they get up like that? I said, they really are bold, you know, getting up church, talking to God and testifying and just singing and all this. And I just wanted to do this too. So then I was just sitting there real close to the front of the church. And he looked at me and he said, you. He pointed his finger and he said, you, come here. So I went on up there and he said, raise your hand up like this. And I raised my hand up. And he began to pray. He said, you know what? God showed me that you have a nervous condition. And also you suffer from fear. And I said, just like that. And he said, tonight is your night. God is going to heal you tonight. So I went on out there and he began to pray and lay his hand on my head like that and talking to God. And I hit the floor. You know, you probably seen those people hit the floor. So I hit the floor. When I got back up, I was so amazed. When he prayed, I thought, I got on the usher board, and I went up there and I was the devotion leader, and also I went up there to sing a song one day, and I couldn't even carry a tune. I went up there and I sang a song. And God really healed me. He healed me up. He even healed me of my disfigured face. He didn't do it that night. I was at one of his tent meetings. And he told me to come up there. He said, you know what, your face is disfigured, but God is going to show me. God is going to heal you tonight. Because my face was nothing like it is now. It was for, like I said, my face was, I had about 22 pieces of glass in my face. Thank you. He said, God is going to heal you tonight. And he healed my face. And I just thank God. And I remember I went on his tent meeting. He was have a tent meeting at a certain place in Raymond. He told me all about myself. I didn't nobody know this. God had showed me this. He looked at me. He said, come here. And I went on up there. He said, I see smoke all around you. He said, do you know what I've seen? And I said, he said, God showed me that you're supposed to be dead. But you know what? A being's supposed to come on you. But God sent his angel to catch it. And I know that had to be God because I never did tell anybody about my background. And I know they nobody tell them. And that day, I know when I call on God, God spared my life. But I wouldn't kill it right. We had a scene that church and cars around that they, you know, during that time we had steel cars, you know, it's not what we have now. The cars was towed. Every car that was located where that bomb was located, they was towed. For God, he spared my life. And I know today, God spared my life to let the people know that he is real. I always give this to everybody. I've been traveling all around the world telling my testimony, so I leave this with you all. If you tried everything and everything failed, try Jesus. Telling everybody about, he told me to tell the people about my sister, the main missing. So we wanted to move my sister to a new into a mausoleum. But when we went to exhume her body, her remains, she wasn't in, it was someone that had dentures, and my sister didn't have any dentures. So please pray that we will locate her because we still thinking about moving her into a more of the limb. Thank you.
Let's give Sarah Collins Rudolph another hand. There is a book coming out about Sister Collins Rudolph, and the author of that book is here tonight, Professor Tracy Snipe. Would you come forward, Professor, and say a few words? Give him a hand, Professor Tracy Snipe.
The testimony that you heard from Sarah Collins Rudolph is I just wanted to say that the testimony that you heard from Sarah Collins Rudolph is real, it's powerful, it's an amazing story. I first met Sarah roughly 10 years ago when I went to Birmingham to do choreograph the dance based on the Long Island 6th Street Baptist Church. Some of you may be familiar with John Coltrane's amazing Alabama. That's the music that pulled me into the story. And during that course of time, I got the chance to meet Sarah and have not been at all disappointed by her story, by her testimony. What you've seen, what you've heard tonight is very real. It comes from the heart, and it comes from the soul. And hence the title of the book that I'm still in the process of finishing, Soul Survivor. Because she really is a soul survivor. When you hear her story, it's clear that it's coming from the soul. So I'd like to thank you for listening to her story tonight. She says it in such a powerful manner. I included one of her biggest heroes. I tease her all the time about it. She also has a wonderful sense of humor that you're able to kind of see tonight. Just an amazing woman. You know, Alabama has been an amazing state. You know, you think about Claudette Colvin, you think about Rosa Parks. And now it gives us Sarah Collins Rudolph for the world to finally see, recognize, and accept her greatness. And I don't think that anyone has really framed it in the way that I heard Mr. Ham frame it tonight.
That's right.
An exceptional hero, heroine that the nation and the world needs to know about. So I thank you for giving her such a warm reception. I thank you for this organization. That's right. For doing an amazing job, and I wish you much continued success. Thank you.
Thank you. As we continue with the program, we're going to take up a collection. As you can imagine, we've had many expenses related to producing this program tonight, so I hope that you will give generously. I saw Steve with the basket. Let's get it moving. Everybody start the book. Right, we'll take checks, make checks payable. People's Organization for Progress. We take food stamps, no, I'm just joking. While we are taking up the collection, Ingrid Hill and Anjanetta Robinson are going to come forward and make a presentation to Ms. Rudolph, Ms. Collins Rudolph. Ingrid Hill, our State Correspondent Secretary, Anjanetta Robinson, our Treasurer.
No words can express the appreciation that we have for Sister Sarah Collins Rudolph. But we're going to give you a plaque. The People's Organization for Progress Women's History Month presents the Freedom Fighter Award presented to Sarah Collins Rudolph, survived with the bombing of the 16th Street Baptist Church, Birmingham, Alabama in 1963. In honor of your contribution to the Civil Rights Movement and passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, in recognition of you, your sister and fallen companions, and your living testimony in resistance to racist terror, we salute you for your strength, courage, commitment, and being a beacon of hope for a better world. Power to the People, March 27, 2014. I want to thank you, everybody that gave me this beautiful flag. Thank you so very much. I just love everyone, and I hope that God will bless all of you. And I would love to see you again, and I love your city. And thank you, and God bless you. Thank you so much.
As we normally do, thank you, Sister Collins. We have a resolution of respect for Sarah Collins Rudolph. We, the members of the People's Organization for Progress, present this resolution of respect and appreciation for our champion in the struggle for civil and human rights, Sister Sarah Collins Rudolph. Whereas on that tragic day, Sunday, 15, 1963, about 2 weeks after the historic March on Washington, when the Ku Klux Klan bombed the 16th Street Baptist Church in Birmingham, Alabama. And whereas Sister Sarah, only 12 years old at the time, was gravely wounded from this vicious and sinister act of terror and was instantly blinded in both eyes when she tried to rescue her sister, Addie Mae Collins. And whereas on that day, those 4 little girls, Denise Nair, only 11 years old, Cynthia Wesley Morris, Carol Robertson, and Sarah's sister, Addie Mae Collins, each of them only 14 years old, were all killed in that sinister bombing. And whereas Sister Sarah and 21 other children were also injured in the blasts. And whereas the law enforcement apparatus of Birmingham and the state of Alabama were complicit and slow to investigate and prosecute that vicious act of terror as a consequence of owning several centuries of the most violent racial prejudice. And whereas the principal suspect, Robert Chambliss, who was seen planning the deadly device and found later to have had 122 sticks of dynamite in his possession, when investigated by authorities, was let go and merely fined for the possession of the dynamite. And whereas Chambliss was not subjected to a meaningful prosecution until 1977 and his cohorts until 2000. Whereas Sister Sarah, to this day, has not received any compensatory damages from the state of Alabama and is forced to continue to work even though she has lived with impaired vision as a consequence of that act of terror. And whereas the quest for those compensatory damages are now the subject of a nationwide petition drive that we all should support, see, sign, and share on petition.org, whereas the People's Organization for Progress, along with other forces of goodwill, will continue to support all efforts to secure those proper compensatory damages for Sister Sarah in the interest of justice. And whereas the fallout from that bombing and continued protest activity helped usher in the signing of the 1964 Civil Rights Act, and whereas the fallout from that sinister act of terror and continued protest also helped usher in the local desegregation of public facilities in Birmingham proper. And whereas following years of pained silence, Sister Sarah traveled nationwide, recounting her powerful account of tragedy and survival for all those who would hear. Whereas all this clearly establishes that Sister Sarah Collins Rudolph is a critically important pioneering freedom fighter in our struggle for civil and human rights. Whereas Sister Sarah Collins Rudolph's story and example demonstrates the historical fortitude of African American women in the struggle for racial, social, and economic justice. Therefore, be it resolved, the People's Organization for Progress officially recognizes and honors the commitment and stand that Sister Sarah Sarah Collins Rudolph has taken and continues to take for freedom, justice, equality, and peace. Respectfully submitted this Thursday, March 27, 2014, by the officers and members of the People's Organization for Progress. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution of respect be given to Sister Sarah Collins Rudolph and a copy placed in the organization's archive. Long live the spirit of Sarah Collins Rudolph.
Never forget, poor little girl. 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 And always remember the fifth. In the spirit of youthful resistance, I'd like to bring our chairperson, Senator Haywood, and the representatives of Popcorn Kids. We'd like to make a presentation to Sister Collins Rudolph. Senator.
Popcorn Kids, their name is for a People Organization for Progress, Children of Right Now. I started this organization of youth in 2010, and it was to give youth children a platform to speak on issues that was going on in their lives where they may feel that adults was not listening to them. So for 15 months, we are the only organization that have a youth program that does Black History programs every month at the Irvington Library. During the celebration of them learning of Black history, they also celebrate Kwanzaa every month because I had to let them understand that you need to practice the principles of Kwanzaa all your life, you know, teach you to respect others, yourself, and your community. So in order to give, I have two representatives of the Popcorn Kids, our youth and her mentor, to present her with an appreciation award and award from the city of Irvington from Mayor Wayne Smith.
I stand here tonight as a youth of Pops program. The Popcorn Kids and I would like to pass the baton to my mentor, Lisa, to honor Miss Sarah Rudolph.
Mrs. Rudolph, on behalf of the Popcorn Kids of Irvington, New Jersey, we would like to thank you for your courage, and you show us, as well as children all around the world, that you should never give up on anything that you believe in, no matter your circumstance. You show us that even though our walk might be rough throughout the 365 days in the year, we will still overcome whatever it is that we go through. So I want to thank you, and I want to thank you on behalf of the Popcorn Kids. And also I want to present you with an award from our mayor in Irvington. It's a certificate of recognition presented to Miss Sarah Collins Rudolph, the sole survivor. In honor of your bravery during such a horrific experience on September 15, 1963, at the 16th Street Baptist Church, Birmingham, Alabama, the Township of Irvington salutes you during Women's History Month and beyond. Presented on this 27th day of March 2003.
What an honor it is for me to present to this courageous, outstanding freedom fighter. I'm a great believer that one should give flowers to one while they can still smell them. That means kind words, while they're still vertical and not horizontal, while you can be seen and not viewed. And so on tonight, we celebrate your life. We celebrate your struggle. I shall not read the words that are written here, but they simply chronicle your journey. One of inspiration to those of us who have been fortunate enough to be in your space and in your atmosphere. The good news is that we're presenting this on today, but the better news is that 100 years from now, when they're looking through archives, they will find your name. History has been generations yet unborn will know that you want this great city called Newark. God bless you and God keep you. The mayor has also said, we're going to be new best friends. Y'all know that? Should I read that? Okay. So I shall read the proclamation, from the mayor. As mayor of the city of Newark, it is my pleasure. I'm going to ask all Newarkers, would you please stand? If you live in Newark, stand with me. Stand with me. Now, if you love Newark, stand with me. As mayor of the city of Newark, it is my pleasure to send my best wishes to everyone attending the recognition ceremonies for Sarah Collins Rudolph. Often called the fifth girl in quotes, Mrs. Rudolph is the sister of Addie Mae Collins, who along with her three friends, Denise McNair, Carol Robertson, and Cynthia Wesley, perished when a white racist planted a bomb at the 16th Street Baptist Church more than 50 years ago in Birmingham, Alabama, seeking to terrorize the civil rights movement. The bombing instead outraged the nation and inspired the movement to continue the fight, combined with the resilience and courage demonstrated by Sarah Collins Rudolph. The result was a civil rights dialogue that led to major civil rights legislation being enacted by the United States Congress. We are grateful to you, Sarah, for sharing your story and imparting your wisdom with generations of young and old alike in this country and this world. Your legacy of activism continues to encourage many, like me, to live and work with integrity, pride, courage, and faith. It is a privilege to honor a woman whose wisdom and contributions continue to have great influence and impact in our community and our world. You have touched the lives of many people, inspiring them to build upon your work. And so, on this special day, the people of Newark salute and thank you for the many contributions you have made to our nation and humanity, and send you our best wishes for now and your future. Sincerely, Louis A. Quintana, Mayor of the great city of Newark.
I would like to present to you the proclamation for appreciation. Ms. Sarah Collins Rudolph. On this occasion of celebrating Women's Month on this 27th day of March, 2014, as we celebrate our Black women of history, we, the members of the Popcorn Kids and the People's Organization for Progress, we proclaim to the world how proud we are for your courage, your steadfast resilience to be the best that only you can be. You are our past, and our legacy and our lives are entwined in your accomplishments. Power to the people and the children.
I believe there are other resolutions, community resolutions, NAACP, Orange and Maplewood.
Good evening. I'm Eddie Young from the Oranges and Maplewood NAACP. I have another member here, Cynthia Berry. We bring a resolution to Sarah Collins Rudolph. I'll get to my president like this. Okay. Whereas on September 15th, 1963, you were attending the 16th Avenue Baptist Church in Birmingham, Alabama. Whereas Denise McNair, Cal Robertson, Cynthia Wesley, and Addie Mae Collins also were present on the morning of September 15th. Whereas, without cause, a bomb was detonated and caused the death of Denise McNair, Carol Robertson, Cynthia Wesley, and Addie Mae Collins. Whereas, as a result of the malicious attack on the 16th Avenue Baptist Church, you were seriously injured and hospitalized for many weeks. Whereas, the cowardly act was designed to instill fear in you. Whereas, your survival of the attack on the 16th Avenue Baptist Church symbolizes your strength and fortitude to overcome trauma and stress. Whereas, you have endured physical, mental, and emotional trauma from the bombing, your spirit remains strong. Therefore, be it resolved that the Oranges, the Maplewood unit of the NAACP gives honor to your survival as testimony to God's goodness. Be it resolved that the Oranges, the Maplewood unit of the NAACP support your endeavors to receive financial compensation for the horrific act of terrorism that you endured. Thomas L. Puryear, President. Harry Reid, Secretary.
Yes,
I'd like to say thank you to our Vice President, Mary Weaver, who is also the President of the NAACP. Bless her, she is just an amazing person. And I'd like to say to you and your family, Ms. Sarah Collins Rudolph, that a brief look at your bio that said that you were touring the country, sharing your tale of survival. But it should also read that you're sharing a tale of living history, you're a living legend, strength, heroism, and reaching back for a sibling, because we have, all of those of us who have siblings, we know you don't feel complete if you're somewhere and something happens and you don't find your brother or your sister. So, your living history, you are now civil rights royalty, rightfully so. We need to recognize you, and as you share your story, I hope that it can reach through the souls of some of our young people that we are losing so badly, who don't know what a real struggle is. They think a struggle is a beef with the person next to them. They don't know what survival is. They don't know what persistence is. They don't know what living spirit is. And I hope they experience you somehow, some way. Thank you for being here.
That's from the New Brunswick branch of the nation's oldest civil rights organization. Who's name from? Bruce Moore. New Brunswick NAACP. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Collins, give me 1 minute, please. I want to thank you very much for allowing us this opportunity.
Yes, sir.
I want to thank the Lord for sparing you.
Yes, sir.
And I want to wish you a swift, smooth, speedy recovery.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is just a few words from the New Brunswick area branch NAACP. Ms. Sarah Collins Rudolph, we are honored and humbled to be in your presence. Through no choice of your own, but by his hand, you were thrust into the forefront of the fight for civil rights on a Sunday morning in 1963. Your bloody, broken, and battered body has become a living memorial to the sacrifice of your sister Addie Mae Collins and playmate Cynthia Wesley, Carol Robinson, and Denise McNair. The New Brunswick Area Branch National Association for the Advancement of Colored People wishes to take this occasion to
thank you for your steadfast community to remembering the world of, to reminding the world of hatred and bigotry that led to this horrible event. We also want you to know that we appreciate your lifelong fight to bringing peace, justice, and equality to our nation and the world at large. It is our privilege to stand before you and this audience and say thank you for all you have done, and we stand on your shoulders as we carry on the legacy you have laid before us. We pray he keeps you in his hands in unity. Bruce S. Morgan, President, Deborah L. Morgan, Secretary, and the New Brunswick Area Branch NAACP.
Thank you, brother. From another trend of the United Front for Freedom, we bring our comrade Zaid Muhammad to bring us some information to the Black Panther Party.
It's hard to come behind so much that has been said and done tonight. But out of honor and respect, let me just say a couple things. Some of the baddest black women I know on this earth are right in this organization. That's number one. All the work and struggle, a lot of that went on right in my home. And you should see them scrapping with each other how to get this right. And they got it right, so give them a strong black women. My comrades, my sisters, Sister Sandra neglected to mention that the groundbreaking work that she has done with the popcorn kids, sharing Black history every single night, happens every fourth Saturday, including March 29th, the next Saturday. So anyone with school-age children, you ain't got nothing to do with them, we got an answer to that question for you. Bring them to the Irvington Public Library at 1 o'clock and we'll do something with them that they'll never forget. Right? Sandra Hayward, give those songs out there. Before I get to our beloved special guests, both of us have been shedding tears. We're not known for shedding tears. But that's how much we love you. Let me tell you something else. And it's the love that this man has for you that gave him the strength to fight back from where he was. He was on the brink of his alligator. Walked 3 miles today. Walked 2 yesterday. Where's Kevin Brown? Where's Anthony Robinson? Took them, they made sure that he outwalked Andrew. Right? But that's the love of our people. You can't make this up. And it's not enough of it going around in the form of leadership that you still vote for and sells you out all the time. He don't sell you out. Why are we not making more Larry Haynes? Why are we not making more Jingles? Why are we not upholding the model that he has given us for so many years? That's a mistake that we have to correct right now. Now, I've got good news and I have bad news. Sister Sarah, the survivor of Klan terror. Klan been here since 1866. You would think that a government as big as bad in the United States, that kind of terror would be banned. I have bad news for you. The Klan is still active. Huh? Even today, not just the other one that's gone on in the past in resistance and struggle, but to carry on that struggle. I'm here to tell you Black Panther parties in Jasper, Texas, and we'll be on April 7th, locked and loaded, to confront the Klan over the lynching of Alfred Wright. Young black man, a good son of this community, just made the mistake of being involved with a person of European descent. And they made him disappear. When they found him, let me tell you something about how this Klan does. They found him with his eyes cut out. They found him with his ear cut off. They found him with his throat cut. And then they just took the shiniest dime they could find and planted it right there and said, yeah, we did it. And I'm going to tell you something else. You got to speak up and speak to and make these primetime black leaders do what they're supposed to do. That's right. It was a struggle. Their Maine Justice Department finally bring to bear to justice the vicious racists that did what they did to her family and to her friends. But this Justice Department, black man, President and Attorney General alike, are trying to tread softly out of fear of offending white folks. That is not what we fought for. That is not what we fought for. If you're going to be on the job, you're going to do it. And if it's ugly, clean it up and make it right. That's what we're struggling with. And if you got a problem doing it, then guess what? We're going to train our people to fight their real enemies, and we'll clean up ourselves. We'll clean up ourselves. So, sister, we carry on. Standing squarely on your shoulders. Yes. Standing squarely on your shoulders, Mother Mildred. Yes. Standing squarely on your shoulders, Madam Theodore. I want you to know that my daughter is a great niece of Ella Baker. We just found that out. So it's a whole new generation coming, Miss Cofield. Let me bring this daughter up. That's right. Now, y'all heard about the petition? This is little sister Victoria. All right. She's not going to just present these flowers as, because see, we don't get these while we live it. I'm glad he got those, but it took an accident that almost took his life to get those. He's been doing this over 40 years. That's right. Man, you're going to get your flowers while you can smell them. I'm going to let this young leader, I'm going to sit down and let this young leader tell you about how important that petition drive that she helped start. Go ahead, tell me.
Praise the Lord, church. Excuse the way I'm dressed. I just came right from school, so. I'm ashamed to say that I recently just found out about Miss Rudolph. And I've always known about the 4 little girls and the bombing, but I never knew that there was a 5th victim and a 5th little girl. And when my mom found out, she told me about it. She always tells me everything that is historically involved. She told me about it. And I sat down, and I was truly ashamed that I didn't know. And I felt like I had to do something about it. So my mom and I, we sat down, and we got in contact with Sarah and her husband through Facebook. And so, and we sat down and we said we wanted to start a petition because after 50 years, she never received financial restitution for all of her injuries. It is time, it's beyond time that she gets what she deserves. And she deserves even more, but this is the least that we can do. So my mom and I sat down and we said we wanted to start a petition. We found a lady, her name is Reverend Tony DePina, and she had already started a petition on change.org. So my mom and I teamed up with Reverend Tony DePina, and we have started a petition online for Miss Rudolph, and it's on change.org, and you can find it on there if you are asking for financial restitution because you truly deserve it. Sad that we only have a little over 2,000 signatures for a woman who has done so much to change history. And it is sad that we only have 2,000 signatures. That's sick. For a woman who has done so much.
Come on.
I wouldn't be able to stand here right now if it wasn't for Miss Rudolph. I wouldn't be able to go to the school that I go to if it wasn't for Miss Rudolph. So I want to present these to you, and I ask everyone to please sign the petition. It's online on change.org. There are a lot of different petitions for transfer, but this one we're really trying to push. It's on change.org, and you can put in Reverend Tony DePino's petition for Sarah Collins Rudolph. And we ask, please spread the word. Please spread the word through social media, through word of mouth. Tell your friends, tell your family, because you truly deserve everything that we're trying to help you get. I would like to present these to you because I look up to you. You are my inspiration, you are my hero, and you is what keep me going every morning. Keep me doing what I have to do, fighting for justice and fighting for people who are facing inequalities today. So we thank you so much.
Where's the petition? Where is it? Change.org, everyone's on.
It's also on the Facebook page, Other People's Organization for Progress, for all your social network heads in here. All of my Facebook friends, I got 3,000 Facebook friends. We can double that tonight, just sign the petition. It's on my page, it's on our page, it's on Victoria's page. Sound the drum, we can do this. To move a blade of grass to change the world, sign the petition, change the world.
We don't have much time. I'm not going to deny y'all the opportunity to appreciate a living shero. Come on up here, Sister Pam, after be on the move.
Really an honor to be here. When I had decided to come when I heard about you, and then I heard that Larry was going to be here. I didn't know he'd been running around everywhere, you know, all over the city, but he said, I'm going to be there if I had to be in a wheelchair. And I'm telling you, every demon that there is trying to block our way from coming here today. And sister, I want to let you know who I am. I'm Pam Africa, I'm Minister of Confrontation of the Move Organization. Chairwoman of the Uncompromising International Concerned Family and Friends of Mumia Bushmore. And if you didn't know, the government dropped a bomb, killing 11 men, women, and children of my family. So we know how you feel. I have a sister, Ramona Africa. When they dropped that bomb and set the place on fire, she came through there, came through a wall of fire. This is what the cop said, because she had a job to do. And the same person that saved you saved my sister as well. I'm saying, you know, there's a reason. There's a reason why Larry is here today. There's a reason why Larry is here today. He's not finished. We all got work to do. And it's a reason why each and every last one of us is here today. I'm saying when we talk about miracles, that song, God, I'm looking for a miracle, right now, there's one, and all through this place. It's a miracle. It's a miracle that we stand here and continue to fight a demon such as you did. I want to bring you up to date with what's happening with Mumia and ask for your help. A lot of people was really, you know, happy that Mumia came off of death row and now, you know, got life in prison after possibility of parole, and a lot of people is relaxing. These people are determined to kill Mumia, and they're looking for us to be relaxed, but we're always ready to jump and move it, knock those suckers on down. When they open their mouth like the FOP did, talking about Mumia's a cop killer, and they got the lawyer, Abdel, y'all saying, you know, that wasn't a failure for us, it was a failure for them, because once again, they showed themselves for who they are, and showed us also people for who we thought they were, and found out they wasn't. And because Mumia was not defended by his attorneys, Mumia wasn't defended by a lot of organizations that should have stood up. The President of the United States, which is no friend of mine, and you know, the President of the United States was attacked by the fraternal order of police over someone he selected to become part of the Civil Rights Department. I didn't hear no groups and organizations howling and screaming and saying this is wrong until after 2 months when the battle was going on and we were stomping with them cops. We were stomping with them government officials and stuff. Once the decision was made not to have Ababelli as the new Attorney General up under Holder, then all of a sudden everybody got a microphone seizure. I call them people the after the fact mother suckers. And they are after the fact. After the fact, they all got a microphone seizure and they defended Ababelli. But they left out Mumia Abu-Jamal because they wasn't after him. Oh yes, they was for the civil rights vote, but Mumia, they was trying to take him down for the kill. And I was in the store and a young a black woman approached me about my shirt. Oh, this is one of my favorites too. I wear this proudly. But I had my Mumia shirt on. This is a Mumia shirt as well, but I had Mumia's picture on this one. And the lady came up to me and she says, why are you wearing that cop killer shirt? I mean, it was a young black woman. She wasn't an FOP. She was a woman who read the paper and didn't understand. What she thought she understood was the black district attorney saying that Mumia's a cop killer. And Ababelli could have been our Attorney General if we had not defended people like yous, had not defended, that's her word. And this cop killer, we were responsible for. Mumia was responsible for. I'm saying we got to set a record straight, because we're fighting to get this brother out, not for him to live his life on slow death row. So look, the weekend, this year, like Larry, Mumia will be turning 60 years old. And we're celebrating the fact that Mumia lives. Mumia is alive despite all the demons that came forth to try to kill Mumia. I'm saying we're powerful. Power to the people. We stopped that death warrant. I'm saying we got to claim that with no lawyers, and it was the people who stopped that. But what I want to say, on the 24th, we're doing a fundraiser, for the war chest for Mumia, because it takes money to battle these people. On the 24th, Cornel West has devoted his time, the last poets have devoted this time, and jazz musicians and things have devoted their time for a fundraiser in Philadelphia for Mumia. On the 25th, young artists from all across the country is coming into Philadelphia, which is Friday night. Mumia's birthday is a Thursday night. Friday night, young hip-hop artists is coming because the power is in the pen. The power is in what we say and how we deliver it when we say it. Like the brother here, how he delivered us the information about what was happening with the sister. So these young hip-hop artists with the power to draw more folks in, is having a concert to help provide that war chest. On the 26th, we're taking to the streets from Captain Reggie Shell. He was the one who started the Black Panther movement in Philadelphia with then 14-year-old Mumia Abu-Jamal. At that location, at 19th and Cecil B. Moore, we formulated and we want to march on from Cecil B. Moore over to the Church of the Advocate. Why we march? We march because during the time that the Panthers was getting started in the 60s, and there was marching about jobs. We were marching about housing issues. Now this urban removal. We was marching about a lot of things that ill us. Police brutality, the beating, the maimings, and the killing of our people, the illegal jails. We're marching, we're letting them know that we have not stopped. We will continue to stop, and we march because it's no way we're going to sit back and allow you to kill Mumia Abu-Jamal. We're working to bring that brother up out of there. We're marching on that day, because we're honoring Bill Robinson. And then let me tell you this, I'm going to wrap up. And I'm gonna pass out some flyers so that everybody can know what is going on. We need your help to participate in the march. The Church of the Advocate, we're running the entire Church of the Advocate. We're shutting off from 18th to 19th Street on Diamond. We're taking Grant Street this way, Grant Street that way. We're also taking Susquehanna Avenue. And we're gonna bring something up in there that people have never seen before. And we have children, teaching children. So we're passing out the flyers, and please pick up the flyers and be a part of this movement to save the life of Munya Abu-Jamal while we also fight to save ourselves. On the move, long live revolution, long live Larry Ham, long live all the sisters that receive these awards tonight. Together we will win. Power to the people. On the move, long live John Adams.
Susan, quickly, time is running.
Yes. How's everybody doing this evening? Praise God, praise God. We just want, in interest of time, we just want all the pop women to stand up, and we just want to say thank you. All the pop women of pop, please stand. All the women of pop, please stand. Please stand. Let's give them a hand and a round of applause because they do good work. And we want to thank them for that. And last but not least, we're going to bring back our chairman and co-chair to close you guys out. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for attending our annual Black History Women Celebration. Thank you very, very much.
Brothers and sisters, thank you very much for coming tonight. Really appreciate it. Next Wednesday, power to the people. Everybody with me?
Yes, sir. Listen up. Listen up. Everybody listen up, please. Chair got something to say to you. 1 second.
Next Wednesday, April 2nd, we will be having another special program. Our guest speaker next Wednesday, April 2nd, will be Dr. Cornell West. That will be at Bethany Baptist Church. That's 274 West Market Street in Newark, New Jersey, where Reverend William Howard is the pastor. We hope everybody will return for that forum. And he will speak on the importance of organization. And lastly, I invite you tonight to join the People's Organization for Progress. Where the membership forms at? Are they in the back? They're in the back. Everybody get a membership form. Even if you're a member of other organizations, you can join POP. Brothers and sisters, thank you very much for coming out. Power to the people. Have a safe trip home.